afraid of the dark? Are you scared? I can see you from behind. You can hear me.
Hi guys, so let's just jump straight into this video. I already have foundation on, so basically I'm now just starting with my NARS Velvet Lip Liner in the color Belle Mere, and that's a burgundy color that I'm using to create this drip effect on my face because I wanted to do this like ice cream dripping because it's like this sugar candy skull that I was trying to do. So basically I just drew some squiggly lines on my face because I just wanted to simulate a drip. So you can look at pictures online of drips and try to get an idea. I kind of just freehanded this. I kind of liked how it came out, so I was surprised about that. And then after drawing this outline on my face, I took my Urban Decay Vice palette and my Sigma E40 concealer brush, and I used the burgundy color from that palette, and I just filled that drip in. I did everywhere except my eyelid because I'm going to put some shadows in a different color on my eyelid. I'm clearly enjoying whatever song it is I'm listening to. That's so embarrassing, oh my god. Now I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette and I'm using the burgundy color from it as well, and the same Sigma E40 concealer brush, and I'm just adding that color in some random spots all over the drip just to give it some dimension, especially more on the bottom parts of the drip, if that makes sense. I taped this like crap, so I just realized you can't see exactly where I'm putting it, but I'm just trying to add some dimension to it. I'm also putting some of that burgundy Anastasia lip palette on my eyelid. And now I'm using my Color Small Shadow Brush in my BH 120 palette, and I'm taking the burgundy from that palette as well and just brushing that along my eyelids. So basically that's your lid color, and this brush had some black on it, so I kind of angled the brush to get the black in the crease while putting on the burgundy. You don't need to do it like this, you could do it regularly with two different brushes or the same brush, but I just needed to add some dimension to it and give that lid a pop. And now I'm taking my BH Cosmetics 129 brush and the 252 Coastal Scents palette, and I'm taking a burgundy and pink color from that and just mixing those two, and then I'm just gonna lightly just brush it around the drip just to set it, because we used cream before, which was the lip palette, so now we just need to set it with some powder. Now we're using the Real Techniques shading brush and the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette. Again, I took some white and I just placed this all over the drip and mainly down to the sides, coming down to the end, because I just wanted to give it some dimension. I just blended it using the same brush, and this is really to just give it this 3D effect. If you need to just neaten it up a bit, you can use concealer. I use concealer, the Too Faced Born This Way in medium tan, just to neaten up the edges just a bit. And now using the Smashbox Shape Matters palette. I took the color Aubergine and I used the brush from it, the angle brush, and just around those drips on the outside, I just use some of that brown for shading. This does not have to be neat. Remember, it's like a Halloween look, so you kind of want it to look a little messy, but we also just want to give it that 3D dimension and that pop, so you have to use the brown for shading. I also used some brown from that Coastal Scents palette as well, just for more dimension. Using my MAC 210 brush and the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette, I took the black and I drew a line using that tiny brush between my lips. Then I took that same brush with the black and I did like a line coming from the sides of my mouth to the top of my temples, and I kind of angled it to make it look like a skull. I realized that I was saving this like crabs. So I tried to make some teeth. So I drew the shape of houses with the black on my upper and lower lip. I did it to the point where I wanted my mouth to be, and then I filled it in using the same lip palette with white and the same brush. It does not have to be perfect. Then using the Stila liquid eyeshadow, I used Diamond Dust and I filled my teeth in because obviously I love glitter and sparkles, so hey, yeah, it's perfect for me. Then it's time to do my nose. So I use the same brush, the MAC 210, and some black from that same palette, and I just do that shape as you can. I don't know how to describe it. So that's what I did, and I colored it. So now I'm using the same brush and the same black, and I'm trying to make a hollow in my cheek. So I'm just following the upper line, the upper curve of the line, and doing it to bringing it down to the bottom to create like a hole in my face, to look like the hole in the skull. Then using the same beige brush and some brown from the Coastal Scents palette, I'm just shading the hollow of my cheek. I need to make this look like a hole in my face, so I start with the brown first. Then I'm gonna take some black and I'm just gonna do the upper and lower portions of that. So we want the outer parts darker than the middle, so it simulates a hole. With the same MAC brush, now I'm going to draw a line above and below that hole, but not connecting the line. So it's basically like a shadowed line, and then I'm going to fill that with white to give it like a highlight. So then this way it gives it more of a, wow, there's a hollow in her cheek. Ah, pop, pop, pop. Now it's time for my favorite part, adding colors. So using the Urban Decay Electric palette, I'm just using the brush from it, and I'm basically just taking the color Savage, Jilted, and Thrash, and I'm just following that top line along my cheek to just give it like a rainbow effect above and below the hollow of the cheek, just to give it like color. I love color. It needs color. So hey, why not? Let's put color. And using the same Urban Decay brush and the same palette, I'm gonna go in with Savage, Jilted, and Thrash again, and some of Gonzo, and I'm just drawing lines between my teeth and just dragging it down, just to give that, oh my gosh, rainbow effect. And then I'm using the angled part to do this, to just draw it down, and then I'm taking the other side and I'm going to just blend it out coming down to give it that like triangle look. And going back in with that Anastasia lip palette, I'm taking the brown color on the MAC 210 brush, and I'm just following my orbital bone to create my socket. And I'm just gonna color those lines a bit, and then I'm taking the Coastal Scents 252 palette again, and I'm taking the brown because I want to layer this on gradually to get that effect. So then I take the brown, and then I'm just gonna color my eye, basically the entire socket that we made that outline for, we're going to color with brown. Then we're going back into the Smashbox Shape Matters palette, and we're taking the color Aubergine and Blackout. And then we're just gonna start on opposite sides of my eyes, so basically vertical. So I'm going to start with the upper part and then the lower part just to create dimension, and then I'm just going to dab the black around my entire eye. I'm just trying to create hair, making it look sunken. Does that make sense? I don't know. But now I'm going in with my favorite eyeliner, Tartist. And I'm going to do my wings. And then I'm going to line my bottom lid in black in the eye with the socket. And in the other eye, I'm going back into the Anastasia palette with an angled brush. And I'm taking that burgundy and I'm lining my eye with that burgundy. Then I'm taking my Real Techniques shading brush and the Coastal Scents palette, and I'm taking some pink from that palette, and I'm just going to shade the bottom of my eye. Now using my Benefit Bad Girl Lash, I'm just going to put some mascara on. And now for the fun part, I'm using sprinkles. And I'm using my Duo eyelash glue, and I'm just putting this all over my eyebrow, and I'm going to stick sprinkles on. So my advice for this part is don't be like me and paste your entire eyebrow down with Duo all at once. Gradually put eyeshadow on little bits and then add the sprinkles, because it's gonna dry and then the sprinkles are gonna keep falling off, and you could see how frustrated I got. I actually started to eat these sprinkles because I love sprinkles. Anybody who knows me knows I love sprinkles. So just gradually put the eyelash glue on and stick the sprinkles on. Again with this MVP 210 brush and that lip palette, we're going in with some black and we're going to draw some cracks on my face, because hey, why not? I need to look like I'm decaying, right? I'm a skull, I need to be cracked. And then I'm taking my Real Techniques brush and I'm taking some brown from that Coastal Scents palette, and I'm just going around that black just to give it some shadowing and to make it look like, oh my god, my face is really cracked. And there you go, we have it. Now I look like a complete creep. I call it Candy Crush Skull, or is it Skeleton Crush Skull? Skull Sugar Crush, Sugar Rush. I don't know, I'll figure it out, guys. Thanks for watching.